Welcome and good morning to the first day of WCEU of WordCamp Europe here in Belgrade. So technically it's the second day. We had a contributor day yesterday and contributed a bit to the WordPress project, but today it's all about the content of the talks, the content of the workshops, and if you want to know more what is happening today, stay tuned. So the most important talk of today was probably the keynote by Matt Mullenweg, where he talked extensively about the next step in the Gutenberg process. What we can expect in June is that Gutenberg will feature freeze, meaning that all the features the team wants to see in the first major release are there, and then they can concentrate on polishing. From that point on, they want to concentrate on getting Gutenberg in the hands of more people with some more advertising, agency partnerships and enterprise partnerships to get Gutenberg on as many pages as they can. And then we had a date. We actually had a comment by Matt Mullenweg that said 5.0 could arrive in August. He used the phrase as soon as, which means we could get Gutenberg and version 5.0 in August, but in reality we all believe that it would be much rather in September or October. With that in mind, we asked some of the visitors of WordCamp Europe what they think about Gutenberg and how they found WordPress. If you're interested in that, here they are.
Hello, I'm Michiel. I'm one of the partners at Yoast. We built this small SEO plugin you might have heard about.
My name is Sebastiaan van der Lans, or Bas van der Lans in Amsterdam. I founded the open source agency Vanons. We do WordPress development since 2007, so for almost 12 years. And yeah, I'm the founder, one of the two founders.
So my name is Laura Schenk, and I'm here from Los Angeles. I'm a freelance front-end and WordPress developer. I work with creative agencies doing front-end mostly with regards to WordPress sites. And I do a lot of teaching. I like teaching a lot.
Hi, my name is Remkes de Vries. I work at Yoast and I am manager partnerships as well as very active in organizing WordCamps, meetups and everything that helps the community grow.
My name is Gary Pendergast. I work for Automatic and my time has contributed full-time to working on the WordPress open source project. At the moment that's focused on Gutenberg. It's pretty fun. It's an interesting project to be working on.
One of the main topics on WordCamp Europe is obviously Gutenberg, but aside from Gutenberg, what are the main topics for you here in Belgrade? What is it you do here or want to see or want to talk to people about?
We're with a team of 22, so it's one of a fun thing to go to all together. Really, yeah, see all the people working on WordPress, working with WordPress. We, as a team, made a GDPR plugin with 300,000 downloads, so we're really proud to talk to people and hear how they are using the plugin.
I think it's the WordCamps are obviously about meeting people, meeting new people, catching up with old friends. So I think it's going to be a lot of networking. But I also like the variety of the talks. So there's talks, business talks, there are talks about Gutenberg, obviously, talks about WordPress, JavaScript, the more technical stuff. So I think we're getting to a point that the WordPress is actually just accessible for everyone, and I love that about WordCamps. Yeah.
So I am very excited about CSS. It's kind of my other realm of passion, and really excited about the new tools in CSS. So like the CSS Grid API, and also CSS custom properties and variables can really change how we build our styles, especially when married with Gutenberg. That could be a really cool thing to explore.
I am a big fan of the community. So the things that I look forward to in general are the hallway track. So anything happening not necessarily in a specific space or has a specific topic, but it's more like talking to the people, getting to know them better, understanding how we as a community can make the community more open, more welcome, and ultimately more beneficial for everyone.
I mean, yeah, Gutenberg's a big thing, but I'm very interested in the progress of the GDPR work. Certainly, we had the first first version of that released recently, and then the privacy team have several iterations planned, which is cool. So I'm interested to see what people think about that and how they feel that it could be improved for their use cases.
You probably used Gutenberg yet, I think. So what is your experience with Gutenberg? What do you like? What do you not like?
Work in progress, but if we look forward, WordPress is so popular because they were the first ones in the world with a really good what you see is what you get, and I think Gutenberg is really a step forward. And yeah, in the end we're working for world domination for WordPress, and I think if Gutenberg is done right, the rollout, it can be the standard in the world, not only for WordPress, but also for Drupal and Magento and all the other platforms, maybe for some closed source platforms as well. So it's about world domination, and WordCamp Belgrade is a nice step in the process.
So I guess started working with Gutenberg in a developer sense like a year and a half ago or so, maybe a little less, and I was not that great at JavaScript at the time, so I did not learn JavaScript deeply when I was told to, like 3 years ago. But I made an effort to learn JavaScript more like in the context of Gutenberg, so kind of following along as I learn things in Gutenberg, try to back that up with knowledge of the language itself. So it can be very frustrating, and there's a big barrier to entry, especially with the environment setup and whatnot, and how WordPress developers previously built websites in a very templatized way, where it's like advanced custom fields, put it in the template. It's totally different. So kind of grappling with what that means for how we build websites is difficult, but it's fun. It's like JavaScript's really fun. You just got to put the time in.
So we're working on Gutenberg a lot. We as Yoast invest an enormous amount of time in Gutenberg development. So it stands to reason we're also looking at the other end of usage of Gutenberg, and that's actually creating content with it. So yes, we do tests. We see where we are. We see how intuitive things are or not, or where there's room for improvement. So yeah. Gutenberg, you know, if it hasn't sunken in by now, you should realize that Gutenberg is the future. And I think Matt was very clear today where he said it is the beginning of a whole bunch of steps coming after that. So yeah, of course we would invest heavily in that. And from our point of view as SEO focused company, there's a lot of opportunity it also brings. So yeah.
I've definitely tried Gutenberg, and I actually have to say that I'm not a developer as such, so I basically tried the Gutenberg editor as a user. And I have to say that I actually quite like it. It's a good experience. It's just easy to group your content in a page, in an article. Easy to add headings. I love the way you can add links. It's a nice experience, and of course there will be some tweaking, but that will always be. And that's the same with the current editor. So that's actually, yeah. I'm looking forward to working with Gutenberg. Officially, yeah.
If you think to the beginning, that far to the beginning, when did you start to work with WordPress, and what made you go to WordPress?
I founded my agency in 2006 with my co-founder Robert, and I was trying to build my own CMS. And it took some time, and then we saw, hey, there's some open source work. We started with Modix, M-O-D-X, and that was really nice for us as developers, but not for the customers. It's really technical. And WordPress was the first one with what you see is what you get, as easy as Microsoft Word was the proposition by then. So we won't use that anymore for more than 10 years, but by then it was really first one, what you see is what you get.
So I've been working on the internet like for 20 years, something like that. Worked with a lot of closed source CMSs. I actually was a general manager at a company that built with Cold Fusion. You might have heard about that. And then at one point I met this guy, and he said, you should just stop everything else and start working with WordPress. And that was Jozef Valk. We became really close friends, business partners, and that's how the story started. And I think that was like 8 or 9 years ago. Yep.
So I have an art background, and I initially got into coding because I had this weird art project that I wanted to turn into a video game. And so I started learning a little bit of Flash and HTML and CSS. And one of my teachers in school, I had this kind of open curriculum art school situation, And he was like, you should learn how to make WordPress sites, and then you can make money doing that and do your art on the side. And I like took that to heart, and that's what I've been doing for the last like 7 years. So that I don't know, just as something that was more of like a utility, I'm going to make money doing this to support something else, became more of a passion for me. So I love WordPress.
So that's 14 years ago. I started working with WordPress because I learned that there was a thing called the blog software. I was using Mambo and Joomla at the time, and I fell in love with the ease of use of WordPress. Not just installing and creating content, but the whole experience was just much smoother to me. And kind of escalated from there, I guess.
There was a period years ago where I was doing a little bit of freelancing work, and I'd heard about this WordPress thing as being kind of useful, and so I started using that and built a few sites with it, and ultimately that led to me being employed by Automatic, and since then I've kind of moved on to within Automatic, moved to working full-time on WordPress core, which is that's pretty fun. It's great to be able to give back to the community like that.
Well, so much for unfavorable camera angles. If you want to know more about WordPress, Gutenberg, or the WordCamp in general, drop us a comment below and we try to answer that. If you liked the video, hit like. If you want to see more of these videos, hit subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.